One of the themes that's recurrent in my books is the meaning of cultures and what's culture and what's human nature. And this I've learned a lot about by working with people of all cultures and living and working in many countries. And the other thing is also, when you work a lot on matters that are life and death, with people in hunger or people in war situation, you know, putting your own life at risk in some situations, makes you think differently about life. So it has influenced me a lot. And it has also made me very conscious about the importance of literature. Because at some point when I was living in Mozambique, it was like I lost my belief in life and human beings because I saw so much gruesomeness. And so it was really difficult for me to go on when, you know, you every day negotiate with people who have committed terrible massacres, and you still have to deal with all of this. And you're all the time confronted with, you know, reports of torture and people who've gone through a lot. And at some point, you know, I couldn't read because it seemed to make no sense to read novels in this situation. And yet then at some point somebody gave me a collection of poetry, of English 19th century poetry. So I memorized this poetry, and the first poem I memorized was The Walk by Thomas Hardy. And it had, you know, nothing to do with the peace process, but it was like by memorizing it, it got much deeper, and it gave me a way of breathing almost, and gave a different understanding of the poem. And suddenly it was like I got a little energy, little, you know, salt and water from this poem. And then slowly I started memorizing more and more poetry, and I'd never done that before. And it was really like I got something from the authors, what they had given to the poetry, I then got by memorizing it. And then slowly I went again into reading novels, and throughout the rest of the peace process I kept memorizing this poetry and reading a lot. And it was somehow I learned the real power of literature, because I got my energy back and the enthusiasm for life back, so I could deal with that brutality of every day. And that has changed, yeah, my approach to literature. For me, literature is very real and very necessary in life and death. It's not just small words on a piece of paper.